Welcome everyone to this gaming series. I'm your host DB Smiley, coming to you with a Dragonshire game between two team names that haven't updated. There we go, Church of Murky versus Team Rektum. In Division D East, taking a look at the standings, these two teams currently pretty much on the same place in the standings, very, very close to each other. In fact, tied for third. But there's a real big congestion here between 3rd seed and 7th seed, and you know, if you want to be able to try to get to the semifinals for your division, you definitely want to be above a 7th seed, so we'll see how this goes. But jumping back into the draft, we saw an immediate Li Ming ban, taking that off the map. Dragonshire banned out as well. This is typically not a map you think of Li Ming on, but if it's a target ban, it's a target ban. The next band gonna be Orphea. So definitely targeting the mage player for Church of Murky with those bans. On the other side, a pretty meta Joanna ban. So they continue to target warriors. They're going to take Rexar off the table. Incredibly strong solo laner on this map. The Church of Murky with two kind of all-purpose bans versus the target bans on the other side. First pick, Anubarak's up, ETC's up, Anna's up, Kel'Thas is up, Asmodan's up. In Division D, it can be quite powerful. I'm going to go with the Garrosh, though. So grabbing a Garrosh early, that could sync up well with something like a Lucio. Garrosh Lucio can be an incredibly powerful comp. On the other side, we have Greymane and Anubarak going to be the first two picks. Shock jumping on to the Anub. And that's weird for me because back in Season 1 of the Nexus Gaming Series, if you can think back that far, my team would scrim against J-Show. He was the tank for a team called Misfit Island. He was an exceptional Anubarak player. So that will throw me off at some point that he's not playing it. Anduin Falstad. So getting some global pressure with the Falstad. Always a good choice on this map to have something that can rotate very quickly. Anduin on the other side. Great healer. Great to pair with the Garrosh because he gives you that follow-up CC with his root, which is, I believe, 1.5 seconds, or at least 1.25, so it's a very strong root. The Haka going to get banned out, so not wanting to get double globaled here. Also means they're not wanting to pick Dahaka themselves, which makes sense because the Falstad could flex as either a solo laner or a carry. On the other hand, do they continue to target mages? We've already seen the Li Ming and the Orphea ban. Or do they target a healer? Maybe that Anna. Maybe that Lucio. Whitemane. You know, if it's a targeted pick, it's a targeted pick, but they don't have a Whitemane comp right now. They don't have any real slows that are reliable. I guess you could give maybe Flex the Arthas Whitemane, but like to me, Whitemane's range is actually quite small. So, oh, J-Show's playing support now. Redbeard on Chen, J-Show's going to be playing Stukov. I like that pick a lot into the Garrosh, gives you the massive shove. Redbeard can dive into the back, and Panda Pals to make Falstad's life pretty miserable unless he goes Mighty Gust. And has it available. Last pick going to be Blaze Kerrigan, so a lot of engage potential there. Blaze brings a lot of CC to the table, and then of course Kerrigan is very exceptional at getting onto that Stukov. It's going to be valuable to do that. And clearly, I think they want to try to target, I'm assuming the dude is the mage player. But, you know, the Anub'arak, the Chen, the Greymane, they're all reasonably escapable. It's gonna be Kel'Thuzad. Of course, Kel'Thuzad actually runs into the same problem. Falstad's really the only target you can blow up. You're dealing with an Anduin on the other side. Interesting draft. I like Rektum's draft a bit better. But it really, anytime there's a Kel'Thuzad, it depends on the Kel'Thuzad play. Anytime there's a Kerrigan, it depends on the Kerrigan play. Both teams going to depend on their combo-centric heroes. So we'll see how that goes. But let's just go ahead and take a look at the dude's stats and why we saw so many bans targeting the dude. Taking a gander here, you can see dude has played quite a lot of Li Ming, quite a lot of Orvia. So high KDA, 10.4. That is strong. So well-earned respect bans here. We'll see how this game goes, though. Hopefully, we don't have any of the disconnects we had in the last game, or we had a brief disconnect loading into this one. But we'll see how we do.
Heroes, prepare for combat.
But we are going to jump into game number 1 here, Church of Murky versus Team Rektum. On the left, Church of Murky, we're going to have Redbeard on Chen, Orion going to be on Greymane, J-Show going to be on Stukov, we're going to have Shock on Anub'arak, and the Dude on Kel'Thuzad. It is Church of Murky. But on the right side, trying to stop them, it is Team Rektum. We're going to have Jesus Mafia on the Kerrigan, Frisian going to be on the Anduin. We're going to have... Ooh, I should have planned this at a Neresaur on the Garrosh. Old Dookie Tom on Falstad, and up in the top it's going to be the Shell, or the Smell, excuse me, on Blaze. So here we go, taking a look at those level 1 talents. The Chen going to be going with some barrels. Ooh, as already a focus onto the Garrosh. Anduin with a fantastic cleanse. Shen's wanting to sell out for it. He may pay the iron price for that when he does. That was almost a kill onto Garrosh. Chen dove for it, and he died for it. And that's going to enable Blaze to get a lot of push power up here in this top lane. So already a great start for Rektum. And J-Show is not long for this world. No, Kerrigan goes down, though, to Greymane. Takes enough damage. Taking a look, Stukov is going Spine Launcher. Other than that, pretty standard builds. Stukov, to be clear, I'm not saying Spine Launcher is non-standard, just that Stukov's level 1 is incredibly flexible. Anduin not going Bolt Strategy, though. Gonna go Renew. You tend to go Renew when you think I'm only gonna get auto attacks off once in a while, and I have to take a level 1 talent, so might as well go Renew. Makes... I would say I would really, because of the Chen, would like Bolt Strategy, but here we see an engage. Shock doing a good job peeling out J-Show. Orion's still in, trying to go for old Dookie Tom. Now need to walk away. Good silence there, preventing Kerrigan from following up the combo. Both teams very much looking for engages here at the moment. As we see, Kel'Thuzad already stacking his chains, or his baseline quest very effectively. But yeah, I mean, when you're dealing with a Chen on the other team, I think you just need to expect, like, you're going to reliably get off some pretty good auto attacks, some pretty big damage. So I would have liked to have seen Bolt Strategy be the choice, but possibly wanting to just make sure he can heal up some of the poke that can be thrown out by Kel'Thuzad. Right now, Shrine is blue, Chen controlling the top. The Garrosh bodying Anub'arak off the point. Still, that enabled a bruiser take, so this should be Church of Murky now being able to grab on to the bottom shrine. Falstad flying down, no one middle at the moment to channel or to stop the channel. Looks like we're seeing no one rotating up. They want to focus this bot shrine while they have the spell damage. Shock is a bit low, gonna get comboed here, needs to be careful. Burrow charging away. Garrosh gonna step onto this point. Falstad was here to stall. Greymane going to start the channel, but it's going to get interrupted by Garrosh neutralizing and then taking this bottom point to the side of Team Rectum. Up here right now, Redbeard doing very well into the smell, which sounds like Redbeard doing very well in the smell, like a sex move. Old Dookie Tom actually going to get spotted out here by Chen, but Chen going to take some damage in return. So 2v1 in the top lane at the moment. Meanwhile, rotation's still coming in. Shock going to go bot to get this soak. 4-man rotation top. They're going to look for Falstad, but I think showed a bit too early before they really had the engage that they wanted. Now Falstad rotating into the top lane, giving Blaze a chance to Hearth. Shock tried to go for that bottom objective. Almost gets picked off. Great burrow charge just to get away there. And KTZ going to rotate down. Needs to not rotate aggressively to the right and decides not to do so. Nubrak going to Hearth, get some full HP here. It's high enough on mana, probably could have just waited for Stukov, but looking now for the spear. Little bit missed combo there by the dude. But Chen going to defend this midpoint at the moment. Old Dookie Tom going to start the channel. Chen interrupting it. Stukov and Greymane grabbing Bruiser Camp just to help Chen out in the top. But they're going to need to keep someone mid for the stall. Looks like it's going to be a Nubrak and KTZ. Right now, Church and Murky content to let the shrine be red. They're just going to rotate their camps, try to get some macro pressure here onto the map. See what they can do with it from there. Chen taking the top point at the moment, as the small having to clear up that Bruiser camp. Stukov is not in a great position, let's say. But the focus there onto Kerrigan almost secures the kill. Fantastic cleanse into the fray used to save Frisian as well. So that was an exceptionally good disengage by Team Rectum, just denying any kills there. 4v4 at the moment. Point is channeled. Greymane is rotating mid at the moment. Jesus Mafia looking, could jump in onto KTZ. Anduin does have to follow Pierce. Here comes the combo, does land onto the dude. Silence coming in, but Greymane getting the channel. And it looks like we have a DC here from a Nubarak, so we're going to get a pause. So that was a good dragon take by Church of Murky. So I think they have a chance now to try to do something with this, see if they can win the race. They're down about a little bit less than half a level, like maybe 45% of a level. But Shock, who disconnected in the lobby, disconnected here, so we're going to see if we can get him back in. Meanwhile, Stukov going targeted excision with the biotic armor. I like this build a lot into an auto-attack based team, but Kerrigan's more kind of ability damage in my mind. Falstad is going kind of an auto-attack build, but I don't really love that here. Looks like we're all back. We're getting going, so that's good. Dragonite gonna come down here bot. Kick down onto Garrosh. The Nubrak thrown over the wall, has the burrow charge, so nothing really lost there other than a cooldown. Good silence by J-Show onto the Garrosh, just preventing any engage. We have a 4v4 defense. KTC finds the combo onto Jesus Mafia, and there's a kick away. And kicking Kerrigan away that low health, she's going to have to tap and then get healthy before she can rejoin. That will give them more than enough time to clean up this bottom fort, and they're going to do just that. Start to walk away here. Well, they're actually staying down. Dragonite only has 5 seconds left, so I think he's just going to throw one Q out onto the wall. Doesn't actually manage to hit the wall. Start to walk away, but here is... Oh, the chain combo does not land onto Kerrigan. And now KTZ is just in a really awful spot. There's the throw, there's the taunt. Silence coming out, but protected, by the way, going to prevent any damage. Now J-Show, who stepped up, is in a bit of trouble. There's the stun. J-Show will get flipped over, or will he? Falstad actually flying. Very interesting fly gust there. But it might be enough to secure the kill onto J-Show, if nothing else. Massive shove, trying to buy some armor, try to buy some time, but Greymane and Uberak get away. So that Dragonite does turn into a fort. but they stay too long. They lose 2 people on the retreat. So Team Rectum still with the experience lead here. Leading kills 4-1. Greyman and Nubrek, they're going to go ahead and start this bottom camp. And we've seen a pretty heavy focus by both teams onto the camps. Both trying to make sure they don't lose the game on macro here. Level 10s though, taking a look at that, we have the Shadow Fissure, we have Panda Pals, we have Cocoon, we have Massive Shove, and we have Cursed Bullet. Here comes an engage. Oh, and I don't think they knew this was coming. Falstad does not have Mighty Gust up. We'll have it up in a second, but not going to be in time to save Garrosh. Good Cocoon there. Panda Pals was used though, and not really getting too much value. Kerrigan did get away. Still, they're going to be able to steal the siege camp and potentially push up bot keep wall. And I like how Church of Murky is playing this map, knowing where the strongest lane is, knowing where the win condition most likely is to form, and pushing in, trying to get this wall early. There's a route, protected by the way, no interrupts for it. Mighty Gust comes out and actually puts Redbeard kind of a bad spot, but KTZ with another combo there. Now Kerrigan blowing the Maelstrom, trying to get some damage. There's a Warlord's Challenge, looking for the engage. Shadow Fissure does not yet secure a kill, so still no one dead in this team fight, and now the chase is on. Kerrigan gonna get massive shoved away. Church of Murky trying to disengage this. Blaze now joining the fight, so the slows could come in, but it looks like Church of Murky did successfully disengage this. They are gonna grab their bottom shrine, as well as their siege camp up here, one would expect. Meanwhile, Bruiser Camp getting started here by Valstad. Blaze rotating top. Now actually hanging out mid though, possibly looking for a pick-off opportunity. Anubrak is rotating, does get the root and then the flip. Cursed Bullet comes in, self-unstoppable, but Anduin gonna get lit up by the KTZ. Mighty Gust gonna make sure that Garrosh gets out of there. Shock now a bit low, but should be able to be fine. Chen on the top point, stalling Blaze. And Church of Murky managed to grab a very quick Dragonite. And with the kill onto Anduin, they have an opportunity to push in on the bottom. That's at Shock. Shock just goes down. Flipped over the wall by the Garrosh. Then taunted. Didn't have the escape. Still, Dragon should easily get this keep. It will go down here. The question now is just, do they get kills or do they stay too long? Looks like right now, J-Show and KTZ didn't necessarily need to be up that far. The Dragon probably could have got it. That's 2 kills there on 2 immobile heroes that are going to have a hard time escaping. KTZ has used his return from the death. Kerrigan and Blaze, as well as Garrosh, still on the chase of this Dragonite. Chen comes in trying to peel out, but now Chen's the one who needs the peel. Anubrak coming in with the side flank. Big Beard, though, getting taunted as he goes to jump away, and that's a 3rd kill on this retreat. Garrosh kicked over the wall. Shadow Fissure gonna do a lot of damage to him. And now, though, the Kerrigan combo onto Odin, the cleanse. Team Rectum finding themselves 4 kills off that Dragonite. So they lose a keep, but they are still getting kills. They're close to level 16, but they absolutely have to make something happen here with level 16. They're losing on the map overall, despite being up 9 kills to 9. And now they engage, with the KCZ combo, and those are 2 kills at a very bad time, as now they're not going to get level 16 before massive shove onto Anduin, more just a BM than anything else. Although if he can buy some time, it will potentially give a chance for his team to come back. There's the Shadow Fissure. So what do they do with this now? They have 3 kills. Do they can't really go core. Mighty Gust was used to try to secure the camp. That's a huge cooldown lost. That's a huge cooldown lost for no value as the Mighty Gust missed. What are they going to do with this? I don't think they can end. Even close to end. They are still making sure this bot lane pushes up, but they are going to move now for their Bruiser camp. Meanwhile, Blaze has mostly secured this top fort. Could take it pretty much at any time. Level 16 has been grabbed by Team Rectum, but Church of Murky very, very close behind. Should be able to grab it here.
Another chance to prove yourself worthy. Do not squander.
Siege camp getting taken here. Bruiser camp going to get rotated into presumably as well. So getting their camps well timed with the start of the objective. Team Rektum clearing out this bot lane. They're going to have to deal with the siege camp as well. Mid being pushed in, trying to open up rotations on the map. Chen, though, is not in a good spot. He just jumped in, and Garrosh is here, and there's an engage. But Chen gets the Panda Pals off, and now the turnaround is there. Protected, by the way, is fantastic, though, as well as the bunker. Gonna keep members of Rektum alive, and now the question is, can Church of Murky escape? Shock very low. There's the stun. Does not have burrow charge, and down Shock is gonna go. So fantastic play by Team Rektum to stay alive. The salvation there, and you just got to see Church of Murky making that adjustment. They need someone, anyone, to save one interrupt to deal with that salvation. It could be Stukov, it could be Anubarak. But one of the two of them needs to hold a cooldown to interrupt salvation. As KTZ combo onto Garrosh, he's going to get away though. Dragon was taken by Kerrigan. Looks like they're going to run this down mid lane with it already softened up. Bot wall still standing, so this is the quicker rotation. The question is, do they go for 2 forts or do they try to push in a keep? Falstad's still clearing the top, Chen's still clearing bot. So the defense here is still quite strong. Now 4v3 defending. And the Dragon's on the full retreat. Anubarak goes for the engage, gets flipped away. 5 here defending. Falstad's going to grab this top fort here. Actually, just going to make sure the minions grab it. Orion was visible outside of that bush. Mounts up, gets away. Falstad now down here as well. Dragon still got 35 seconds, still got quite a lot of health left. As, there is the Shadow Fissure, not really finding anything. Kick away from Chen, so now he's out of the fight. He does have the Panda Pals, though, but Orion gets flipped into the middle, and he gets focused. And now the bunker come out to secure the disengage. J-Show almost gets killed by the Dragon, so Team Rektum starting to find kills, starting to turn into a macro advantage. They still don't have a keep yet, but if they get a couple kills here, I think they can actually do it. There's the Panda Pals, though, does manage to come in. Chen should be able to get away from this. Or is he going to get away from this? I don't know if Chen gets away from this, guys. No, he doesn't. So Panda Pals, all 3 of them killed. Chen stayed too long, so a bit of a pattern here from Church of Murky, staying a bit too long in some of these situations that are disadvantageous. And so even though they got that early keep, they haven't been able to open up anything like a win condition because they're just simply not getting kills now compared to Rektum. But Rektum now pushing up onto the keep wall. Stukov could massive shove to disengage, but risky. But if KTZ gets... Oh my gosh, that into the fray. I think Anduin used Cleanse as well, but either way, that into the fray saved the day there. Siege camp stolen, so now turning those kills into a bit of a macro push themselves. Up about a level and a third as they start their bruiser camp here. So on the way to those level 20s. Siege camp, grab, gonna push in the bottom.
The shrines will soon be active again.
Kerrigan actually starting this camp. Shadow Fissure was just used, so they're not gonna see this, and I think they're gonna think it's safe. Could be, if J-Show leads the way, that would be troublesome. Not going for the bruiser camp, now just picked up. But J-Show's going to have a really hard time disengaging this. He's kind of going to be caught around the wall. Great body blocking by Shock to prevent the flip being used on someone without an escape. So that was really good job there by Anubarak. Chen up in the top, ready to channel this. So we're not going to get an immediate Dragonite, but the focus right now of Church of Murky also need to be on defending this double camp here in the bot lane with a catapult backing it. 5v4 situation. There's a flip onto a noob, has the burrow charge. Silence comes in to prevent the stun. There's a root, but the bunker comes down once again to prevent the kills. And wow, it just seems like Team Rektum really had a plan to deal with KTZ with the heroes they picked, but Kerrigan Gets caught out there, and that's all they need. As now the chase is on. Orion going to look for the kill. Shadow Fissure getting Garrosh low. Protected by the way it comes out, but now there's the chain, and that's going to enable engage onto Anub'arak. Silence is there, and Anduin is going to go down. Now Garrosh is going to go down, and this might be Church of Murky winning game number 1 here. They need to just go core and end this game. They don't even need Dragon. They just go core and end. Looks like they're going to go for Dragon all the same, but they have a Grey main. They need to just do the fastest option, and the fastest option is ending the video game. Why aren't they going bottom and ending the game? Level 20, you just got 3 kills. Oh boy. Oh, that's... if you're gonna play Ring Around a Resi with a team with a global, for a Dragon Knight, that's not the plan, honestly. They should get it now, though. No one's going to be able to stall this. But keep in mind, now they're going to be facing a 5-man defense. And actually, really good massive shove there by J-Show to prevent the jet charge into the twin flames. Oh no, that's a disaster. Bunker being used there means they don't have it for the defense. That's gonna come back to bite them. Dragonite pushing up into the bottom. 5-man defense now. The dragon just needs to right-click the core. Get as much damage as possible. Greymane can then come out and keep right-clicking. Dragon is on the core. Looks like Kerrigan wants to fight behind. Move straight onto KTZ. There's the flip, though. That's going to enable the kill onto KTZ. Massive shove. Going to try to buy some space for shock. The dragon is on the core. The shields are now down. Dragon is whacking about 4% off per auto attack. Panda Pal's on the core as well. Dragon gonna kick away Blaze there, who's now onto J-Show. J-Show trying to retreat. Meanwhile, onto the core here. Looks like J-Show gonna step up now. Massive shoving the Blaze away. Greymane's still there. Panda Pal's still there, and they're gonna get the core. So Church of Murky gonna take game number 1, and it was a good game by them. Good game indeed. The Church of Murky had a plan there. They got that early bottom keep. They just needed one opportunity to get the win condition. They got it, and then they kind of waited. Much to my chagrin, they went for Dragonite rather than just ending. They still managed to win, though, with the Dragonite, with the Panda Pals on the core. So Church of Murky going up in this series 1-0. We're going to get set up here for game number 2. But good win by them. But I actually have to give Team Rekt credit. They had 3 tools to disengage KTZ ult, and so I think they picked a good comp. They had the Bunker, they had the Into the Fray, they had Anduin. Also had Mighty Gust. So really 4 tools to disengage what KTZ wanted to do, as well as a Kerrigan to get onto KTZ. So I liked their draft a lot, and clearly they won the team fights. We just need to see them get the kills at better times, because it seemed like anytime it was game deciding or potentially keep deciding, it was Church of Murky finding the clutch kills, even though they had fewer overall. So great game by both teams, but slightly greater game out of Church of Murky. But we're going to get set up for game number 2, so we'll be right back. Thank you all for watching. Welcome back, everyone, to the next gaming series. DD Smiley here, bringing you Church of Murky versus Team Rekt, and Church of Murky grabbing a win in game number 1, so off to a good start here in this best-of-3 series, looking to close it out. Team Rekt choosing to stick with first draft pick, so Church of Murky going to take Towers of Doom as their map. Do we again see the target onto the dude? KGZ had a pretty critical kill onto Kerrigan, which enabled a rundown that ultimately led to the end of the game. So we'll see. Excuse me as I am adjusting a couple things here. Just, moving into this match, seeing the same bands right out of the gate so far. Joanna, Li Ming, nothing ever really new under the sun. See. Diablo banned out though, so they are going to potentially leave up Orphea or KTZ here. So they do have first pick, they could take Orphea if they think it's a good pick for them on this map. I think they had a good plan to deal with the KTZ, honestly. I think it was just more a macro problem that cost them the game than anything else. See Dahaka banned out. So J-Show has actually played a bit of the off lane this season, switching into healer for this series. So that could actually be something worth targeting as a Stukov. See if he plays other healers at a high level. Pretty sure he's played some Uther in our series with them way back in Season 1. But Garrosh, once again, going to be the pick. Want to keep with that. I thought the Garrosh play was actually quite top-notch. J-Show's going to jump in onto Anduin. I like that. So there is the dude grabbing Orphea, which seems a comfort. I love the Anduin pick into the Garrosh. I think it's a great choice. That said, they haven't gotten their tank yet, and there is a bit of a tank joke that could occur. Anubarak, ETC still up. Malfurion, Raynor. So I've seen Malfurion rising a bit in popularity. He definitely is very good with the Garrosh. He actually wants to drop root before Garrosh throws, and Garrosh can just throw the enemy hero into the root. That's why you'll often see with this combo, the Malfurion will take the extended duration on the root, just so it's on the ground longer. It doesn't actually increase the time of the root, it just increases the time of the persistence of the root on the ground. Old Duty Tom getting onto Raynor this time. More DPS focused. Let's see. Ban coming in here. I would expect the tank ban. Jaina was banned out, which makes all the sense in the world. Not wanting to let Jaina be able to follow up on the Garrosh Malfurion combo. We see a Chen ban. Not wanting to deal with Panda Pals again. It was very disruptive. 2 picks coming, so ETC is up. ETC is a great way to counter out the Garrosh. Could even go block party to counter out Raynor. I'd like the ETC. Stage dive can be very, very good on this map. Could even be your solo laner. You could go ETC Anubarak right here, and that's fine. They're going to go Sylvanas and Anubarak, and I like that as well. Sylvanas with good single target damage. Ability to shut down towers to allow the team to siege effectively, which can be important on this map. Shock's Anubarak play I thought was very good. Some of the body blocks he did were just exceptional in the last game. Two more picks coming. Sticking with the Kerrigan. Gonna grab Rexar this time rather than the Blaze, and that's an interesting choice. One advantage of Rexar into Sylvanas is that you can actually intercept some shots with Misha, which is a pretty good way to do that. It brings some CC, some good counter engage, and there we see Leoric going to be the pick from Redbeard. So there's potential for an Entomb to turn into a Wailing Arrow, as well as Orphea could really take either ult there. Interesting though. I personally have never loved Rexar on this map specifically. So I've compared to, you know, I like anything that gives you big self-sustain, which certainly Rexar does, but also a lot of engage to try to go for that quick blow up. I kind of think I would have liked to have seen the Blaze again. But then again, I would have loved to have seen the ETC on the side of Church of Murky to deal with the Garrosh, and then it would have really, I think, prevented the Garrigan pick. But we'll see how it goes. Heading now into game number 1.
Heroes.
Once again, introduce our two teams. On the left side, Church of Murky. We are on the wrong screen. There we go. We're going to have Redbeard on Leoric. We're going to have Orion on Sylvanas. J-Show going to be on Anduin. Shock going to be on Anubarak. And the Dude is going to be on Orphea. And on the right for Team Rectum, we're going to have Jesus Mafia once again on Kerrigan. Frisian going to be on Malfurion. We're going to have The Smell on Rexar. Once again, we have Nerazer on Garrosh. And Old Dookie Tom going to be playing the Rainer. Let's go ahead, introduce the team's talents. As we see, Anubarak immediately flipped over and comboed to hell and back. As bodies just start hitting the floor, Garrosh is going to fall and not make it out of that. Leoric somehow gets out of that mayhem, but aggressive start here for both teams. Taking a look, interesting seeing Overwhelming Affliction being chosen rather than the Dagger talent, which I think is more common. I'm sure there's a good reason for it. I have not played the new Sylvanas. Seeing once again Renew be the choice for Anduin though, rather than the bold strategy. There's a flip on Malfurion, or onto Anduin, excuse me. He's dead. No getting out of that one. On the other side, pretty standard talents. Leoric doing Oswin Renewal is an interesting one to me. That's probably, just in general, my least favorite talent of his at that level, but we're going to see Leoric do that double soak thing. Meanwhile, Rainer has started on the Sappers. More than started, has actually finished the first Sapper here, so we're going to go ahead and grab that. Church of Murky grabbing their Sappers, but we are going to see an invade. Malfurion is here. Split engaged at the moment. Shock kind of behind the members. Now needing to run away. Going to be able to burrow charge on out. But, Nerazer is playing Garrosh quite well. And this is already a bit better start for Team Rectum. Flip onto Anubarak didn't quite land as anticipated. The Dude now rotating down. Could see an engage. So far a couple missed skill shots there. Root onto the Garrosh. There's a Kerrigan combo. Flipping Shock away. Shock is going to go down, but meanwhile Leoric actually killed Rexar up in the top lane and is going to be able to survive there. So 1-for-1 trade on the map, but in terms of experience, that's a huge win for Church of Murky, as they're going to get basically at least one lane of soak without really contest. Rexar heading back up towards the top. Leoric pushing in the mid, getting the soak there at the moment, but we're going to keep our attention down here. Still a 4v3, and oh, Orion just used the into the bush. That is probably a dead Sylvanas. Anubarak with the peel. There's the heal from J-Show, but J-Show is going to go down to an auto attack. Orion goes down to Garrosh, and now Razor is just doing really good things on that hero at the moment.
Fire upon the Gravekeeper.
Old Doogie Tom gonna get the channel, and that's gonna be a 4-point lead for Team Rectum. My cats are swarming as the evening approaches late. Leoric doing this top sapper camp at the moment. Gonna get it before Rexar can contest, but giving up some mid-soak to do that. Meanwhile, 4 people once again down here in the bot, so we are seeing a bit of brawling. But structurally, no one really with a big advantage yet. You getting comfy? My cat is sleeping on that laundry. He is loving it. Leoric ghost walking out of there. Sylvanas starting to push up the bot here. A new Brack on the channel, but once again, I think they just got to worry about the engage. And Garrosh coming in at just a really good angle here. Gonna stun out the Anubrak. Root follow-up is there. There's the cleanse. Orion getting focused by Raynor. Raynor now turning his attention to Shock. Orphea gonna get focused. Kerrigan combo onto Anduin. Anduin is low. Anduin's gonna get stunned out. The dot is gonna kill him, but Garrosh goes down once again to the cannon tower. So selling out a bit too much for that kill onto Anduin. Both will be up for this altar phase, but that's going to give a chance for Rectum to do their camp. Do we maybe see the invade? Rexar is in the mid lane at the moment. Could come down. Sappers being taken by both teams at the moment. Looks like we're just going to see Rectum make sure their Sappers push. Leoric is in the bush to be able to zone while Anduin channels. And I like that decision, step up into the bush just to be able to disrupt any engage. So right now a trade out. Rectum content to just equalize here. But now they're going to have to run down and deal with Sappers here on the bot. Old Doogie Tom getting some good poke onto the enemy heroes here. There was the flip there from N-Razor. Or Nay-Razor. But it was on a minion there. Sappers cleared up. Pretty equal on XP. Very slight lead. Maybe like 15% of a level right now for Rectum. But seemingly being closed right now by Leoric in this mid lane. Sylvanas getting some good damage there onto Garrosh. Level 10's almost here. Church of Murky gonna disengage this, recognizing the situation. Recognizing they are losing that race to level 10 and don't want to get into a fight right now. Leoric is gonna soak this mid. But let's see. What does... We're seeing a bush party. But I think Raynor's Raider is going to give that away. So when you pick Raynor's Raider, push parties get a lot harder. There's a Miss Kerrigan combo. Flip onto a Nubrak, but the Light Bomb could enable a re-engage. Shock is low, Burrow charging in deeper. There's the Eternal Feast with the Cocoon. The Eternal Feast helps secure the kill onto 2, as well as the Wailing Arrow. Make that 3, and with the Cocoon ending, make that 4. Great, great engage there by Church of Murky. And I think they just won themselves a bottom fort here. They can push that up a bit. I don't know if they can cap it in time. Looks like Orphea is actually going to cap. They're not going to hold the cap until they get this fort. I think it's a wise decision given how quick the re-engage could occur. But they're going to equalize up the score. Keep in mind though, no one's soaking in mid and top at the moment. So while those kills gave some XP, if they don't get this fort, they're probably going to fall behind a little bit in XP. There's Kerrigan engaging onto Leoric, who manages to get away. Anubrak under tower with the Beetles. There's a taunt. Dodges the root. Does he have the Burrow charge? He does. Should be able to get away now. Possibly a turnaround coming. Looking for this opportunity. If Entomb is available, it could be massive right now. Here comes the Light Bomb, and actually Garrosh spreading it deeper. And there is an amazing Entomb hitting on the 3 with the Eternal Feast. And there is no way out, but they still manage to sustain through it for the time being. Garrosh still going down. Great engage by Church of Murky. And they have an opportunity to start taking control of this game. Leoric and a Hearth going to try to do some maintenance in the other lanes while the sappers are going to get picked up here in bottom and walked in. Shock doing a good job keeping that lane pushed out. Kerrigan missing a combo there, but just barely. Gonna defend. Anduin tapping. Keep in mind, you don't get a well on a fort you capture on the enemy side of the map. But Kerrigan stepped up just a bit too far, took some damage when the minions went down, and now these sappers gonna actually do quite a bit of damage to Garrosh. Anduin here as well. We have a 4v3, there's a taunt. Light bomb, oh no, was already backing up, so Shock not able to spread the light bomb effectively. The sappers are cleared up for now, but there's more on the way. We are going to get a solo bottom shrine here. Next shrine will be the triple altar phase, so I think that's where we're going to see more where this game goes, but this should be turning into a 4-point lead for Church of Murky. I don't expect to see any of these sappers get in. Or, excuse me, a 5-point lead. 28 to 23. But now engaging directly onto this structure with the minions, taking this opportunity. Here comes the root, but the Entombed Devouring Feast with the Wailing Arrow, once again doing quite a bit of damage. Malfurion's going to be the first to fall, but he is not going to be the last. Garrosh going down, but Kerrigan pops out of Cocoon and knocks down Anubarak. Kerrigan doing everything she can to get a kill before she dies, but that is a 3-for-1 trade. Now they have a chance to walk these sappers in. And they are going to get them in, so that turns into an 8-point lead now. And that's a pretty substantial lead. Gonna Hearth now get some mana, so Church of Murky off to a very good good start to the series. As the Hearth's starting to come back, Leoric's starting to maintain those lanes a bit. Start to work on that push towards level 16. Boss is available, but obviously structure push kind of the top priority at this point. I like to see the rotation down to bottom to worry about defending this. Raynor should be able to get this soon. Orpheus stayed too long. Orpheus stayed too long and stepped up at not a great time. Great flip and punish. Needed to back up. Minions were coming under the tower. You wasn't safe. Malfurion though almost rotated horrendously. Might still rotate horrendously. Back flank here, coming again. Focus onto Orion. Sylvanas, though, manages to eat through the enemy team, but Kerrigan on the chase secures the kill. There's another combo onto Shock. Shock now in a bit of trouble, is quite low. This is the triple altar phase, so getting 2 kills right before this is absolutely huge, as it will absolutely... Ooh, Anubarak trying to go for the jukes. Oh, the jukes are real. But not enough, just buying time. And that staggered kill should actually allow 12 points in total to head over. Ooh, there's the Devouring Feast with the Entomb. Still damaging. Kerrigan still alive, all the same. Leoric goes down, though, as does Orpheus. So that's going to be now just staggering deaths even further on the side of Church of Murky. They really need to stop the bleeding, as they've gone from being up 8 to down 4 here. And now their sappers are going to get stolen, so... A few too many deaths there. Kind of back-to-back just with the stagger. But credit Team Rectum for, you know, knowing how to engage. They're going for these very effective back flanks a lot. And that's another staggered death. And I think you just need to see an adjustment at this point where you got to say, hey guys, maybe we should stop stepping up when we don't have the team there. Leoric in the back, gonna have to walk away. Does at least have Spooky Ghost. There's a throw onto Misha, getting the stun, and the flip back before the ensemble can come in, so another staggered death. And Church of Murky's has not had 5 people alive for the last, what, 2.5 minutes of the game? Longer? Things starting to fall apart here for Church of Murky. Structure being sieged down, sappers on the way. This should be bottom keep falling. So this is the farm now being controlled. Now pushing up a bit, trying to just zone, but here comes the Entomb, And that's exactly the combo they wanted, executed to perfection. Secures the kill onto Rexar. Garrosh very low, but he's going to enable the kill onto a Nubarak before he goes. Just there you see how hard it can be to finish off a Garrosh with a Malfurion, and it's actually Orphea now going to be the second to fall. So despite getting the perfect engage, Church of Murky not getting the kill they needed that time. And that will be almost certainly another 10 points in the pocket of... oh, they're going to fight over this. There's the engage, but Leoric goes down, so another stagger there. And that should be now only 6 points left on the core of Church of Murky. Things really looking dire at the moment, as they're now losing the race to 20 very hard. Zappers can get taken here and start to be walked in bot to create even more pressure. Rexar, meanwhile, soaking, trying to find level 20 for his team. Kind of a last chance for an engage here. The Entomb is there. Gonna catch on to Garrosh. They get that kill. What can they do with it? There's a Cocoon. They want to get Malfurion now, too. Kerrigan and Raynor just have to walk this one away and just let it go. So the double kill there could enable them a chance to get some structure value. They need to take their fort back. Minions underneath are going to let them rotate. They're shutting down the towers as well. Leok going to help clear up that lane. Sapper's going to be grabbed as well to push towards bottom and try to equal up this map pressure. But they need to get a big lead here. That said, we could see an engage. They aren't going to fight over these Sappers just because with Sylvanas and Leoric away, that would have been a pretty disastrous decision. But they do need to do something here. They need to do something that buys them time to soak level 20. Rexar, meanwhile, soaking and continuing to soak, making that his focus. So getting bot keep here could help with that. It is a solo bottom altar, though. And so this is, even if Rexar stays away, you know, you're only going to give up potentially 5 points to all the 15-6 lead. You could even take boss, and actually that's going to be their play. They're going to take boss and try to open up a win condition that way. Bottom channel's there, so it's going to be 20-2 briefly, quickly turning into 15-2. But this top fort is vulnerable, and that could be a setup where you take top fort and go for the Sappers on the side of Rectum. Let's see if they go that route. They are grabbing the Sappers first before taking that shrine. Score is 2-15. Orphea is still down here defending. And we are seeing just a hard commit to this bot lane, but at what cost? I mean, what are they accomplishing down here right now? Sappers not available for another minute. And they're just kind of standing around down here, killing minions. But they're going to lose their top fort potentially. And that opens up a win condition through Sappers for the next shrine. Said the next shrine is double top. Let's see though. Ooh, they need to avoid an engage now. They need to avoid an engage now. They need to find 20s. I think they also need to get their fort back. They could just trade out here. There's no Sappers on the map right now, so they should just walk up and get their fort back, honestly. We are seeing the push towards bottom fort on the side of Rectum. Still no commit. Looks like they want to go for mid fort. They're playing more an offensive style. They are going to take out a well, at least, nearby. But they're going to have to watch the back flank here. They've been caught out on it more than once. Garrosh coming in. Decides against the back flank. Level 20 picked up. That's big.
You'd better hurry. The altar's rising.
We have the altar spawning now. And this is a situation for Rectum where if they get either, they win, but they have to assume that bush is already populated. Garrosh gonna walk right into it. There's the light bomb, only stuns out Misha. Garrosh with a great throw into a 3-man stun for Warlord's challenge, but the Eternal Feast is just wrecking Malfurion, and he's gonna go down. Meanwhile, Kerrigan on the back line, though, getting members of the blue team low. Down goes Orphea. That's a big kill. Redbeard gonna be the next to fall. And now a Nubarak trying to get some kind of re-engage here, but gonna go down to the Raynor. And now Kerrigan might get another kill, and that should be game. And that is game. So Rectum comes back in a big way here in game number 2 to take us to a game 3. So we'll get set up for that, and we'll be right back. Thank you for watching Nexus Gaming Series. Welcome back, everyone. Next Gaming Series. DB Smiley here, bringing you the ultimate game here, the cider match between Church of Murky and Team Rekt, and not too surprising that this goes to a decider match between these two teams. Both pretty even in the standings right now in the East. But who wants it more? Sticking with the Joanna ban. Still not adjusting. Church of Murky seemingly willing to let through this Garrosh Kerrigan. You know, and that's not to criticize it, just saying, like, hey, you know, they're not recognizing it as the biggest threat to them. They're still recognizing Joanna as a huge threat. Orphea banned out here. Makes sense over the Li Ming. Li Ming not as strong on this map because of all the steel shot intercepting minions that can come out. But it is the Kerrigan ban. So that does leave up the Dahaka we've seen banned out before. But Kerrigan is a good ban on this map. You know, this is a map that used to be Kerrigan could really only be picked on this map before she got some love in terms of patches and really just in terms of kind of some focus theory crafting. Alex Strauss are going to get banned out. Interesting ban. We haven't really seen any Ana in this series at all. There's no priority on Anduin. We've seen otherwise Stukov and Malfurion. Haven't really seen healer bans.
For the alliance above all.
J-Show wanted to stick with that Anduin pick. Wanted to lock it in now. A bit safer than Stukov, especially when you're dealing with potentially as many stuns as you're going to deal with. Especially when you're expecting Garrosh to be grabbed here. But we don't get the Garrosh yet. We get instead Raynor and Arthas, and that actually does open up Whitemane as a choice. Not to say that I think it's a great one, but Arthas definitely is like a situation where Whitemane is like viable. Then you just go E-build on the Whitemane. Old Diggy Tom, meanwhile, sticking with that Raynor pick, liked it last time. Nubarak available, ETC available, Kel'Thas available. Kel'Thas is going to get grabbed at Diablo. So Kel'Thas is going to bring the Shrine Control, Diablo is going to bring the Engage potential. Diablo will definitely be able to get some wall bangs off. Raynor going to have to position very smartly. And it does limit the kind of healers you want to take when you're against the Diablo. You want to focus on Burst. So you could see things like Tyrande, things like Rhaegar. I haven't really seen Tyrande or Anduin in this series. Or excuse me, Tyrande or Ana in this series. Chen gonna get banned out again. Not wanting to let Redbeard back onto that hero with the Panda Pals. Could see Leoric again, but what do they ban? To ban a healer, which healer is it? They're going to ban out the Garrosh. I think that's absolutely the right call. With the Arthas as well. I was really surprised Garrosh was not picked in that first rotation. He loses value on this map because there's so many minions around it. The team fights to intercept throws. But there's the Tyrande and there's the Anubarak, so a lot of CC potential to set up Raynor with Ace in the hole. As I said, you wanted burst stealing. You got burst stealing. You have Anduin disengage it a bit, but I would almost like to see something like a Blaze here for the bunker. It's good on the Shrine as well. We're going to get Imperious Sylvanas, so more engage, more single target damage. Tyrande can cleanse it out though, and that's where I don't like the Imperious pick here. Because Tyrande can cleanse it out on such a low cooldown. But we'll see. Last pick, Genji. That seemed to be Jesus Mafia's backup pick. Makes sense into the Kel'Thas. We'll see how this goes. Because I really like the Tyrande pick and how much CC there is and how much single target potential there is. Anduin doesn't really have burst single target healing. He is more of a sustained healer until level 16 when he can adapt some burst choices. I think Team Rectum has the better draft. That said, Genji has fallen off a lot with some of the nerfs he's received. We'll see how it works, though. Shrine control definitely favors Church of Murky. That I'm willing to say with confidence. Let's do this.
Prepare yourselves for battle, heroes.
So to introduce our teams one last time, on the left side is going to be Church of Murky, Redbeard's going to be on Imperius, we're going to have Orion on Sylvanas, we're going to have Jay Show on Anduin, Shop going to be on Diablo, and the Dude is going to be on Kael'thas. It is Church of Murky, but looking to unseat them, Team Rectum on the right. It's going to be the Smell is on Arthas, we're going to have Old Doogie Tom on Raynor, Rizion going to be on Tyrande, Jesus Mafia going to be playing the Genji, and Nyrazor is going to be on the Nubarak. Level 1 talents, taking a gander. Already some good spray game. There's a focus onto the Imperius. Imperius going to be able to get away. Alun's Chosen trying to keep up Nyrazor, but Nyrazor actually going to go down there. Alun's Chosen just not enough. Turnaround damage came fast and furious, and Diablo, of course, not with... Anubarak, quite easy to blow up if you get through his Nerubian armor and he doesn't have the spell armor anymore. Otherwise, every talent I expected on the right side. Again, I don't love Renew. Here it makes more sense because of the Arthas, but I just think, like, because this map tends to go to 20, Varian's Legacy is insane with any talent other than Renew. But we'll see. Yeah, post 20 Anduin healing is pretty bonkers. If you don't go Renew at 1. If you go Renew at 1, you lose some of that ability. Focus here on the Shock. He walks away fine. Does a good job decoying for his team to be able to get that bottom camp. So Church of Murky, once again, committed to the macro very early. We'll see how much mid-soak they lose, though. But up about half a level at the moment. Really wanting to push this bot camp in. Now, the next shrine is mid. First shrine, I should say. So they don't want to give up too much structural value here, but really committed to this bot lane. Now, on this map, bot lane's actually the weakest lane. Although really the strongest lane is whatever lane the Punisher's in. There's a root separation on the Old Dookie Tom. Can they get the kill? He has the Alun Chosen, I think will be okay. And they get away. Imperius now doing the double soak game. Level 4 talents here for both teams. And Kael'thas going with the mana tab at 4. Bit surprising. Unless that's his build now and I've just not been paying attention. Very probable. I don't really play Kael'thas. Bruiser Camp gonna get grabbed by Church of Murky. We're only just now seeing it started on the side of Team Rectum. That should give a potential early shrine lead over Church of Murky. Kael'thas gonna start it now. With a better shrine control, that's a good start for them. The Living Bomb gonna definitely help clear these minions up. Bruiser Camp getting finished up now. Old Doogie Tom is on the flank, needs to be careful of the Diablo engage. Arthas and Anub'arak up the top kind of split out from their DPS. Now the DPS rotates into defense. There comes the Ancient Spear in, but Arthas a hard target to kill. There's the stun on the Genji. Genji, though, jumping onto the dude in the backline. The dude throwing out some attacks. It is going to be Anub'arak who dies first. If the dude can get out of this, that's a huge win. And indeed it is for the side of Church of Murky towards this shrine. Up 26-16. There's this wall bang onto the small. The small is going to go down. And that is a great chance to get this first Arcane Punisher on the side of Church of Murky. Imperius stepping up to deal with this top camp. Still standing as Raynor being quite annoying here. Hard to deal with. Old Doogie Tom trying to look for the finish. Not going to get it, but Imperius should be able to hearth. Meanwhile, jump over the wall onto Anub'arak. No real over-the-wall follow-up damage, but turning their attention to this wall. And they do get it down, and immediately a gravity lapse there onto Genji. But Anub'arak doing a good job disengaging that. There's the leap from the Punisher, though. Moving on to Anub needing to burrow charge away. Now some attention being turned onto the fort. There was a great save by Anduin, just pulling Kael'thas back, making sure that he could disengage there. Genji gets there and body blocks. It could have been a problem. Meanwhile, Imperius and Arthas still kind of doing their own thing up here in the top lane, but Church of Murky with about a half-level lead, starting to rotate into their camps. We could see a fight over this neutral camp this time, though. Tyrande Owl going to spot out Kael'thas, so wherever he goes for the next few seconds will be seen. Tyrande Owl probably saw Diablo as well. Focus now onto this bottom structure. Or onto the bottom camp, excuse me. Minion wave needs to be cleared up. Anub'arak going to combo up Diablo a bit, but there is some turnaround damage and stun. Kael'thas, meanwhile, clearing up the mid lane, making sure his camp has the advantage. So, trying to keep that macro edge, especially as Arthas is starting to slow down Imperius' rotations. Raynor stepping up onto the dude to get some damage out. Root through the bush, doesn't find anyone. Diablo's still hanging out in the bot, was looking for an opportunity for a wallbang. Not gonna find it here. Eye-Razor now getting wallbanged. Done there from Lunara with the Elune Chosen, making sure Anub'arak doesn't die. But Sylvanas helping to ensure this front wall goes down. The next shrine is in the bottom lane. 3v4 here in the bottom at the moment as Imperius is double soaking. They should be able to grab this structure, or this camp. Anub'arak going to see it, actually going to get engaged on there with the gravity lapse. Living bomb as well, so going to be extremely low health. Imperius actually came down as well, so they want to push in and try to get some value with this level 10 opportunity. They didn't find it though yet, and Arthas about to find level 10 for his team. Angelic Armament Salvation being the choice over the Light Bomb. Wailing Arrow, Phoenix, and what is Diablo going to take? It is Lightning Breath rather than the APOC. Normally when you have this much CC, you'd expect the APOC for the APOC follow-up to just give yourself all the time in the world, but Lightning Breath doing a good job zoning out, and actually Raynor going down to Phoenix there, just didn't retreat from it fast enough. So now that's going to be a fort going down, and that will make this next Punisher potentially extraordinarily powerful. Starfall, though, putting Kael'thas in a bad spot. He's going to be fine. Protected, by the way. Genji using the X-Strike. He really wants Kael'thas. He gets protection of his own. Wailing Arrow trying to find Genji, but Diablo had already given up. Backed off. Still, though, first fort of the game to Church of Murky. And they have a chance to really make this shrine count. Let's see what it is. It is the Frozen Punisher. That's going to shut down the keep when it goes in. So if they can get the wall down quick with the Punisher, assuming that they're able to win this, that would be huge. But of course, Team Rekt, I'm not going to give up that easily. But Raynor having to clear the bottom lane at the moment. And already halfway there. Anduin rotating in. There's an engage onto Kael'thas. Roots there. Here comes Genji. And they do execute their combo effectively to get that kill. Genji now chasing onto Sylvanas. Not going to be able to find that kill, but the shrine only 5 minions needed, but Redbeard now trying to walk away. But let's see if Anduin can run into the back and steal enough minions, maybe Sylvanas can throw some damage out. If they can just get this, they'll delay 39 minions. They should be okay. They don't have to panic. And Anduin manages to find it with his W. So this is a Punisher. But that said, with Imperius dead, they do have a chance to clean it up. Should be noted, we saw Calderai Resistance being the choice rather than the Cleanse. I'm very surprised by that selection. Genji in the back needs to be careful. He gets rooted. Gonna have to X-Strike just to survive. He's poisoned though, and I think he's gonna drop. Indeed, he does. Frozen Punisher shutting down this wall. There's a leap over. Root to disengage as well as the Starfall, but the dude throwing the Phoenix in, there's the root. That's going to secure the kill on Ubrak, and this is a chance for Church of Murky to really make something happen. They should easily get this keep. Sindragosa trying to enable a re-engage, but without Genji here yet, it's just a bit awkward. And now, Alun's Chosen trying to keep the smell up. I think he'll survive, but the question is, will Tyrande? And the answer is no. So that should definitely allow the keep to fall here, with the minions enabling the push, as the death stagger on the Tyrande will be quite massive. Genji can dismount and be disruptive. Arthas is in the top lane though, so any type of engage, I think, could really be pushed against them. And bottom keep down. So Church of Murky with a lead like we saw in map 1 on Dragonshire. I'd like to see them try to make sure that they maintain that big lead, that it doesn't slip away from them here, like it did on Dragonshire, where they needed kind of a late game overstay to win. We're going to take this bottom siege camp. Meanwhile, Bruiser camp being grabbed on the side of Team Rectum, but mid-fort in danger to this Impaler camp. Raynor going to come up and clear that up. Imperius and Arthas still doing their own thing up at the top. Siege camp being grabbed down here. Let's see what they do with it. There is a siege camp in bottom. They'll have to be clean, so this is a chance for them to just say, hey, we're going to wait, take the fort. But instead of pushing the fort, they are going to go ahead and do their own Bruiser camp. Seeing a rotation top to help push this lane out a bit. We are going to get the next shrine as top. So kind of neutral for both teams, maybe a slight edge to Church of Murky, but all things considered, it's actually the best lane for this to go into for Rectum. And now we're seeing the engage, more disengage than anything. But Genji has joined the fight, so the team fight could happen now. No ultimates used there. Pushing up with the Summoner Camp. Summoner Camp definitely allows a lot of sieging with those persistent minions that will continue to spawn. There's an engage onto Raynor. There's the wall bang. Starfall though coming out, but down he goes, and Salvation is going to be used to negate most of the Starfall damage. Down goes Anub'arak. The question is, will Frisian get away? And the answer to that, also no. And so Church of Murky now with a chance to take a massive lead in this game, as Genji and Arthas had rotated away to clear the lanes. Raynor gets wallbang there, and that's kind of all she wrote, but then Anub'arak and Tyrande unable to retreat. Didn't quite combo perfectly there, Shuck, but like the idea going for that Genji. Genji can mash out, of course, so it's hard. Kel'Thas, though, ready to start this camp. This camp will go directly onto top keep. We are seeing Raynor and Anub'arak start to rotate up towards that. Imperius also rotating now, as Kel'Thas has started to burn this objective. Keep in mind, he does take a fair amount of damage from the minions. ETC just blew his charge, I believe, on a minion, so it's going to be down for a second. They do have the level 16 advantage, and Diablo is only one stack into his quest at this point, so he's definitely going to be looking for those opportunities. Arthur's trying to go for a kind of shot in the dark with that route, but I like this decision by Church of Murky saying, hey, let's not get engaged into a spot where they can like get a hard engage onto us, cut us off with a Starfall route. No ultimates used yet. Diablo did not pull the trigger on a wallbang. Could do so now, though. Nubarak is completely separated from the rest of the team. Focus here onto Diablo. There's the Starfall, gonna cut off Orion and Kel'Thas in a lot of trouble. Down goes Sylvanas. The Salvation gonna keep Kel'Thas alive. He's gonna be able to retreat. Jaysho, though, is low now. Diablo's still in the cocoon. Imperious going to try to peel out, and actually potential for a turnaround here as the Snell goes down. Now a 4v4 once again. Old Dookie Tom is low. There's the gravity lapse. Follow-up not there. Good knockback to keep himself alive, but no, he may have just died. No, the heal's coming in. But let's see. There is Frisian is low. Doesn't have the heals. Down Frisian goes, and just having a hard time keeping people alive in this game. Now there we saw the spell shield actually get value. It kept Raynor alive, but just not really able to retreat. And this is a Mortar Punisher, so this will do a lot of siege damage. But what is the play here? I think we're seeing a case of too clever by half. You have a kill onto Tyrande. You have a Punisher in the top. This is... we're going for bottom to try to end. Raynor with the knockback. This is, to me, is way too clever. And I don't mean that in a good way. I mean that in... I think you're overthinking it. They're going to get some damage onto core, but then I think they're going to die. Redbeard is going to drop here. Wailing Arrow does secure the counter kill onto Genji. Salvation helping out for the moment, but Jaysho is going to get focused. And the Punisher goes down without even getting the keep. The Smell, though, is going to drop here. Orion going to be the next to fall. 3v2. APOC comes out. Chase onto Diablo, so he's going to go down. That's his souls, I believe. Yes, it is. The dude's going to go down. Alright, so when I say that was too clever by half, what I mean is you're not going to get the core. You got 13% of it. You didn't get the keep. If you just follow up on the Immortal jumping over the wall, especially when Tyrande was still dead, I think you absolutely do get that keep. So just a case of, I think, overthinking by Church of Murky here. Diablo in the bush right now. Tyrande gonna scout out with the owl. See no one in it. Paler can't take him bot, but you know, for as much damage as that maybe does to their lead in terms of experience level, their map lead is still massive. So long as they don't stagger deaths here, they should be fine. Imperious starting this bruiser camp. Anduin gonna help out. As well, it's a bottom Punisher, so that is potentially game-ending. If, well, it's almost certainly game-ending if it's grabbed by Church of Murky. So, keeping an eye kind of on everything going on the map. We see Bruiser Camp taken on the top, Siege Camp going to get taken here. Going to be matched up in the mid lane. Level 20 almost here. So this is a good chance for Team Rectum to look for a fight before those 20 talents come in, if they want it. They're also welcomed, of course, to wait for the shrine. They've done well in choke points. My cat Stewart is being absolutely adorable. Potential backflank here. You don't have level 20 yet. This is a dumb engage. I mean, this is a dumb engage. Starfall comes out. That was a dumb engage. If they escape this, it's a huge win. Okay, they escaped. And okay, the fact that Raynor and Nubarak died there had nothing to do with the fact that that was still a bad engage. I don't know what Raynor dropped to. I think a living bomb spread maybe. You wait for level 20 there. You don't force that engage. That said, they get the kills. So you know, the way I can say that engage worked is to say the blind squirrel finds a nut. Level 20, though, going to enable them to move on to core, especially with these kills, and that's going to be Church of Murky taking this series 2-1. So congrats to them on the victory. That's going to help them move up the standings quite a bit. Kel'Thas there I thought was very impactful. We're going to see if we can do a post-game interview, a very brief post-game interview, so we'll be right back. Alright, so there won't be a post-game interview, and the reason for that is because everyone from Church of Murky is already offline. It is late, so these are East teams, so it makes sense. But they are all already offline, so good win to them. I still don't like that last engage. I know it worked, but I think the Kael'thas play that game was huge. I think it really helped out. I think old Doogie Tom had some trouble navigating some of the living bombs and the phoenixes. Also, I think banning out the Garrosh, the Garrosh not being there made a big